Saya from Face Connect is set to conclude her regular activities with the company on 11th of February, with her final stream being on 10th of February, which so happened to be also her birthday. Hello there, how's there? Ame Gakita there. So obviously today, Random Chat, we are going to talk about Sairroxs as well as Face Connect in a way. And I mean, like, in case anyone want to know who is Sairroxs, it's actually a dragon VTuber who is the third generation from Face Connect. And it does kind of like happen out of nowhere, considering that the announcement for the graduation is kind of like within 1 week period. Normally, a lot of people need to understand graduation, or be it hard or soft, is always tend to be like in advance or something along the line, unless it's a termination. But with this kind of like being put as conclusion of regular activities, it also means to say that she is not really like disappeared. In a way, it's just probably that in a way she is not going to she is kind of like doing some sort of like soft graduation, or in what many people would be indicating Amelia Watson way. So in case anyone want to know what does that mean, it just means that, well, they are no longer so-called affiliate with the company. They are still kind of like affiliate as well. It's just kind of like they maybe move, they kind of like do their own stuff, but they will kind of like sometimes make a simple cameo appearance, or when there is big event and they are being invited, then they will come back. And for Saya case, it's really kind of like considered a very interesting way, because not only is she considered the not really the number one, but the first graduation from Face Connect, but it also seems that Face Connect also are like adopting the Amelia Watson way, where if the talent is moving away or want to be indie or have like their own stuff to do, and it's like trying to indicating that they can come back for some sort of like simple camera appearance, or maybe some sort of like when there is like big event and they want to invite them to make a guest appearance along the line. I think that's considered a good thing, and in a way I think it should be the way forward for many of the so-called graduation for many talents, if they are still within the good working relationship with the company and between the talent and the company, as well as that if they are fine with making some sort of like guest appearance time to time, instead of like just saying like graduation and then they don't come back ever again. Because in a way, if they adopt this way, I think a lot of company can consider taking it, considering like Hololive, Holostar, their parent company cover is taking that approach. Not saying that everyone have to make an appearance, considering that so far two talents, Amelia Watson and Sakamata Kole, is on that list, but Fortnite took the hard graduation, so it's hard to know like will the so-called hard graduation or the soft graduation is being adopted by many VTuber agency. But if Face Connect is taking their first graduation this seriously, I think it should be considered a good thing, that maybe in future, if there is a case of further graduation down the road, at least they can kind of saying that, hey, the talents can do whatever they want, as long as they sometimes make a guest appearance. I think that's still considered a good thing. At least we know that they can still come back once in a while. Not saying that they will have to be part of the company along the line, it's just maybe a guest appearance. Now that being said, there is also seems to be some sort of other concern by other people, considering that this is kind of like out of nowhere, because normally, number one, graduation tend to be announced like either weeks to months in advance, but this one is kind of like 1 week. So I guess they have kind of like rushed it, or they feel like the date is suitable. Normally I don't really think like birthday stream crash with graduation, soft graduation stream is a good way to go. But if they feel that this is the way for her to go out on a blast, go out on a bang along the line, I think that's fair. I'm not going to like go and penalize that did they kind of like purposely do it along the line. I mean, like if this is agreed between the tenants and the company, I think it's fair for them to do whatever they want. Now that being said, it is kind of like concerning for other talents in a way, considering that also part of the third generation is Hikanari Hina, which I think like quite a few more talents also kind of like been so-called streaming irregularly or kind of like taking a hiatus, and it did gives a small group of people the worry about will other people also kind of like having face contact having further graduation down the road, considering that they have opened the floodgate in what their so-called concern is about. I can see their concern. I mean, like it's technically in a way when there is one thing happen, there will be kind of like things happen in a row. I can see why people are worried, and considering that some of the tenants aren't streaming regularly, the concern is there. But on the way, I will also give it a wait and see approach, not jumping to conclusion, because often more than not when you jump to conclusion and they come back better than never, then I think that would be a kind of like unneeded worry. But then again, I think it's also fair for the company Face Connect to also address that in a way. Not saying that the tenants might come back if they need the break, if they need the hiatus, let them be. But I think it's also fair for the company to kind of like highlight, do the talent need further break, and then address that, like give like to let the fan know that they need that break, because often more than not, break does go a long way. And I kind of like noticed that we in the for the past few days that sometime 2 or 3 days break for me is also good. There are times I do wish that I want to take a month break, but I'm just a tiny little VTuber, so you won't be seeing me taking 1 month break until maybe in near future along the line, who knows. But then again, I'm not saying like burnout is the way to go. I mean, like if some talents do feel like they maybe got things they want to do as an indie, or maybe they feel like the company is not offering them the what they want, then I think it's fair to part way. Is it good or not? Only time will tell. Maybe people will start looking into Saya-san past life or whatever along the line, who knows. But for now, we'll see how Face Connect go with this so-called new way of graduation. If further down the road, if they do have further graduation, and they decide that it would be just considered as a conclusion of regular activities instead of a hard graduation, I think that's fair. I mean, like in the long run, a lot of people need to understand that it is a good way in terms of marketing, whether you're like it or not. Like, because the thing is, right, because they do can come back. So let's say for example, if they do come back out of nowhere, they can have the right to do merch sales of the character. Because the character didn't graduate, they are still there, so they can still sell item that is related to the character. And let's say for example, oh nowhere they made a sudden appearance for on a big event, and they decided to sell the merch of that. If they do give some royalty to the talents, I think that's fair. But at the same time, they in terms of marketing, it will bring in the money. Now, secondly, also kind of like consider a lot of people need to understand another thing is that it also good in terms of like for the company to consider a conclusion instead of a hard graduation, considering that it's not like they are living on a like termination, unless it's termination or what's not. I mean, like it means that the talents and the company is parting way on good terms, and that is something a lot of people need to and wish to see. I mean, like unless we are talking about some other company, then that's a whole new different story. Now that being said, I don't think I need to like address like is there any controversy behind this graduation or not. I don't think so. It's just that the only thing a lot of people might be questioning probably would be like why the sudden graduation, because considering the date they announced and the day of the conclusion is within 1 week, obviously there is a bit of concern. But I don't think that is a major concern in many people's view. It's just that for now the only way people will hopefully like many people will be giving for Saya-san will probably kind of like a proper send off for her on on her final stream, which so happened to be her birthday. Um, I'm still kind of a little bit shocked because in a way, I only realized that it was their first the face connect first graduation, and for Sairroxs, she been with the company around a year only, so it just kind of happened a bit too sudden, especially the date as well. So it took me off guard. But then again, I also seen quite a few nasty comments. Considering there are some people who you can call them haters of face connect. I have seen quite a few nasty one. Not gonna comment on those. It's just that at least I hope that face connect will be careful of those people, especially those people who are considered hater or antis. And in a way, graduation, be it hard or soft, is still a sad thing. Now that being said, I'm not going to comment too much about it. I mean, like, it is still a graduation, so the only way I can say is to face connect is please, if there is issue within the management, please be careful, and also try to address the haters comment, because I don't feel like those are very nice comment. And secondly, for Sairroxs, I think like the one way I can say is that I hope she take care of herself, and all the best to her. So with that being said, not going to comment too much anymore or say anything. I mean, this is just a random chat anyway. So that being said, if you do like this video, don't forget to press the like button and subscribe for more random chat where I sometimes talk about stuff that sometimes makes sense, doesn't make sense, or random at times. But the one thing I hope that is not random for you guys is have a nice day online. Bye.